Welcome to Bazinar, where great rivers flow and tall mountains rise, where the immortal gods pull the strings, and towering civilizations and inexorable armies wage war, where darkness and light, fairies and furies, war and peace all struggle to survive. These are the stories of Bazinar, the commanders and heroes, the mages and swordsmen and monsters. Enter a new history.
All right,
Peter.
welcome players to another round of my little extravaganza here. Today,
Cool.
you are in the north. You are in the Red Forest of Moria.
Okay.
You are both soldiers in the Diaediau clan, and by clan I mean chiefdom. That rough translation goes to a cold root. You're in the cold root chiefdom if you can't pronounce that.
Okay.
Okay.
I will allow you to choose your own relation to each other with one addendum. Felicity, you're a man.
Ah! Okay.
Okay.
That's
before
fine.
before the podcast started, Peter was like, "Okay, I'm gonna make Felicity a dude because it's a very sexist culture."
I'm just going to explain. Okay, so the Moriathic
Please do.
society at this time,
Okay.
they worship a god called Anglamar. Anglamar is a god of brotherly love.
Oh.
And so because he's the only god they worship, and all they really do is fight at this time, they really don't care about women at all.
That's nice.
So for your own sake, you're a guy, because otherwise you
Okay.
wouldn't be here.
All right. That's okay. Sure.
So you
Why
two
not?
can be what you want to each other, friends, brothers, friends, twins, whatever you want.
Whoa. That could be fun.
But you are the two, one of the two of the many of the best soldiers in the Cold Root Chiefdom, and even
What
in the
about
entire
half
army.
brothers?
Half
If
brothers.
you want to get into that,
We could also be Siamese twins. At that time.
tied together by one thin strand of skin from the waist.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Wait.
That would actually be dope.
That would be the worst Lent ever. Don't even try.
Oh boy.
You couldn't go
Okay.
more than 2 inches away from your brother at any time ever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be horrible.
It is the summer currently. Last winter, something that your people, well, the world called a bunch of different names. It was called the smog, the great darkness, the shadow days, many different things. For Moria, it didn't affect you. However, from the tips of mountains, you could see a great darkness cover the majority of the world.
Okay, wow.
All the way up to the desert of Galar, where you saw, and down south farther than you can see. And it was nighttime, 24 hours a day. No stars, no sun, no moon could break through, and it was just this massive black cloud. That started 3 months ago. Now, Asperian emissaries have come to your chiefdom
Okay.
and other chiefdoms around you and asked for support. Your Jaran overlord from Helana has recruited you because your chiefs swore vassalage to him a few years back, and he has asked you to help him help Espera defend themselves. And so a massive coalition is gathering together in Espera, in Upper Aldecines, and your troop is part of them.
Mhm.
All right. So you guys start in Moriath in a large Moriathic army. You are headed by about 40, 50 chiefs, each one carrying around 100 soldiers with
Okay.
them. There is also the Asperian emissary and his small entourage. And
Okay.
you're traveling south.
Cool. And we're supposed to go there and then protect this one village.
The one village is Aspera, which is the largest city in the world by far. At
So
this
we're
point,
going
it
to
has like 2 to 3 million people in it, and covers dozens and dozens of miles in every direction. Has multiple massive walls, and it is the center of the known world.
Okay, wow.
and it is
Okay.
almost dead center of the shadow. Now,
Okay.
as you travel, you get word that the issue with the shadow, the reason you're protecting it, is not because of the darkness, but because of what the darkness brings.
Mhm.
Within the darkness
Okay.
are pale shades and shadow fairies.
Oh.
Okay.
Pale shades are, well, everything is dark and you couldn't quite see, so you don't get accurate descriptions. You hear many different things that kind of contradict each other. But from what you can tell, they're small, skinny humanoid creatures that walk around on all fours. They look like almost deformed humans with very very pale skin, canine teeth and claws, and no hair at all.
Mhm.
And they
Wow.
sometimes fight with weapons, crude weapons, and sometimes don't. But they're feral and they wander around in the darkness in packs.
Okay. Question: Is this like Gollum, or is this like the Hunger Games, like weird creatures at the last one?
Probably more like Gollum.
Okay.
The
Okay.
mutations were more dog than anything else.
I see.
Shadow fairies are
Cool.
a whole different issue. You do know that in the south, where the darkness lies, especially in Aldecanes, a new kind of being was created, which are the fairies. And the fairies
Oh.
are specific servants to their specific god. And so the
Okay.
first fairies that were created were fairies of the sky, of the three gods, Aurea, Etheria, and Adaria, the gods and goddesses of the moon, sun, and stars. So these
Hmm.
moon fairies, sun fairies, and star fairies came down and they lit the sky and they helped crops grow and they lit the way for travelers to travel and for guards to keep watch.
Mm.
In
Okay.
res-
Wow.
in
Wow.
response from that, there from the depths of the shadows, there came shadow fairies. And shadow fairies,
Okay.
from what you can tell, they're vaguely humanoid, 6 to 7 feet,
Oh.
wielding
Wow.
large weapons, axes, bows, hammers, swords, all the like, sometimes spears, and they cannot be killed. They're made
Okay.
entirely of some sort of shadow mist, and it doesn't become physical. You have heard stories of them being wounded, and it seems that the only way to hurt them is when they are in direct sunlight, which is awkward
Okay.
because there is no
Okay.
sun.
But there is no sun because of the shadow.
Yes.
I see.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
The way they were injured, you heard, was from an Aurorian fairy, which is a sun fairy, who can light up like the sun. And
Okay.
so
Wow.
one
Okay.
of the sun fairies came in and made pretended to be the sun near the shadow fairy and made him vulnerable for a few seconds.
Mhm.
But none have ever been killed
Wow.
before.
Okay. And so we're just marching towards
So
this
this is where you're
milling.
headed to, yeah.
Okay. Wow.
If you would like to look on your map,
Hmm.
you can see the shadow
Yeah.
extends past Helana in the north, all the way down, and
Mhm.
it extends to the base of the Scion Woods in the south, and all the way across all of Aldecanes. It is
Okay.
a vaguely spherical shape with
Do
strange
we know at
bubbles
all
here and
where it
there.
comes from?
It came from the valley. You can't say for certain.
Okay. I see.
It
Hmm.
extended through the
All right.
valley.
So like,
Okay.
is it like pitch black within this area?
Except for well, you can't see into it, so yes. You're
Okay.
currently
Wow.
still in Moria.
Do we have torches?
You have torches ready, but not lit because you're still in
Okay.
Moria.
I
Mhm.
see. Cool.
Okay.
So, what do you want to be in relation to each other, Felicity?
Oh boy. I I think honestly half brothers might be kind of interesting.
Okay.
What
Cool.
what do you think?
So, I like half brothers,
Okay.
but do we be like half brothers from the same dad or from the same mom?
Hmm. I feel like from the same mom is more plausible.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's roll with that.
Just
All
shooting
right.
out ideas, okay? All right.
All right. Cool.
Also, wait,
Okay,
So,
hold on. In
should
this
I
culture, I need to make sure this is culturally appropriate. All right. Okay.
cultural?
it
Um.
is. It makes sense.
I mean,
Yeah. It makes sense.
Okay. Also, should I
Yeah,
talk like a
right?
man when I'm like talking like my character? Be like, hello,
Your dude could just have a very high voice.
hello, hello. Okay.
I mean, you can if you want to, but we will not hold you to it.
Okay. My name is Dave, and
Oh,
I
your
am.
names. I need to give you names. I'm sorry.
Oh yes, my name
Yeah,
is
so
not
Peter's
Dave.
deciding our names because that's the way it works, because you never actually get to choose your own name.
So last time I let Daniel choose his own name, and then I had to change it
Oh
later
no.
because it didn't fit with what everything had to be. So this time I decided I would choose your own name.
Okay.
I'm open to suggestions and changes, but it has to fit with the culture, and the culture has weird names. So
Okay.
Daniel has chosen the name already because Felicity, you relate. Um,
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Daniel chose the name Usunai,
Oh, that's kind of cool.
which leaves Ivuian to you, Felicity.
Ivuyan. My name is Ivuyan. Ah ha 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 ha. I like it. I like it.
Usunai and Ivulian. Okay, okay.
All right,
Ivuyan.
and you march south
All
South.
right,
in
let's
this
march.
grand army of yours.
Okay. Let us. Yes,
For
march
So,
south.
for 4 days, you
what are...
march through the red forest until you
Ooh, okay.
extend out of the red forest. You follow the Red River all the way down south until you turn off near the coast and travel down. I forget the name of the hills actually. There are a group of hills that border the Galar Desert from the sea itself, the Great Endless Ocean. And so you reach these hills and you start traveling through these hills to avoid the desert, which is
Okay.
terrible in every way. Go into the desert. And then after about a day or two of walking in this area, you reach the darkness. The darkness starts like a pitch wall. You're
Okay.
in bright light. Sun is about um,
Hmm.
early morning, late morning when you reach there, maybe 10 or 11 o'clock. And then there's just this wall of utter blackness in front of you. And as soon as you walk in, you can't see anything. It doesn't seem like
Oh,
uber magical, like if you shine a torch, which your compatriots do, they shine torches. It does make light in the darkness, but that
okay.
doesn't change the fact that there is a pitch wall there.
Hmm.
Oh, so there is a wall
Yeah,
that's like that just doesn't let light through.
yeah, and you can see above you like the the clouds are so thick that the shadow is just completely black.
Huh.
It lets zero light in from the sun.
Hmm.
Weird.
Is it
Okay.
something? I mean, I don't know if this is the place to ask now, but like that, like dark vision would help, or some kind of magical light or something.
It doesn't seem like magical darkness at all. It
Okay.
just seems like normal darkness. Just supernatural is slightly different than magical. Like you know what I
Okay.
mean? Like it shouldn't exist, but now that it does exist, it follows all natural ways of life.
Okay.
Okay. I see. Interesting.
Yeah, like
Alright.
making a dragon seem realistic. It shouldn't exist, but now that it does, it seems realistic.
Hmm.
Hey, Ebulian, do you wanna, go sneak off into the darkness?
Ah, to do what?
Uh, I don't know. Get a better view of our surroundings.
In the darkness, get a bit of view. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Why don't
So
we
like
light some torches and bring them
that
into
that
the
sounds like a great
darkness?
idea. I guess we grab some torches and we light them.
Yeah.
All right. You grab already lit torches from
Oh,
your friends who are nearby
They're like, here,
carrying out lit
okay.
give
torches.
me that.
Have you ever seen movies where people are like troops are running by and they're grabbing weapons off racks and such? It
Yeah.
looks kind of like that, except slower. Like there's just a line of soldiers and they're just passing out lit torches and lanterns. Like take your light, take your light,
Okay.
Okay.
take your light.
Okay. So,
Okay.
like, what terrain are we standing on right now?
Um, uh, large hills, hillocks, like
Okay.
think rolling plain.
Mhm.
They're a little bit bigger and
Okay.
thicker than like your average plain, but it's about the same.
Okay.
Hey, Ebulian. I just realized I've heard tales of monsters in these areas. Maybe it's better if we just stand in the middle of everyone instead of being the first ones to get eaten.
Yes, I think it sounds amazing to sacrifice our troops before ourselves. Let us go.
Yes, that's a great idea.
Okay.
Okay, let's
So-
march.
Yes. And we're in the middle of the pack, I guess, right?
You are now, yes, after you
All
put
right.
everyone between you and danger.
There we go.
Okay.
All right, and you keep traveling south along the coast until you get rid of the hills behind you and enter into the Upper Galar flatlands, plains, what they're called, to a more plain
Okay,
area.
plains.
And you turn further south and head toward the Aldaskinian fort line.
Hmm.
You
The
travel
what
for
again?
Aldaskinian fort line. It's like the Great Wall of China, but
Okay.
in my world. And it's this massive wall that separates the area of Aldacines from the area of Galar. You know your history. It was built long ago to keep out the skull pickers when they were an issue. It worked.
Hold up. 1 second. 1 second. The skull pickers are gone now?
Yes, they vanished into the valley. Never to be seen of again.
This is after the valley?
No, this is before. Welcome to my complex history, mother trucker.
They vanished into the valley.
So the skull picker invasion was about 240 some years ago. It lasted
Okay.
about 120 years.
Yeah.
No, it lasted about 240 years or something. And it was the skull pickers, and they bounced around. They lost every major battle they fought against. But unfortunately for the people they fought, they were very versatile, very survivalistic, and if you didn't kill every single one of them, they would just fall back, eat people, regroup, and come back in again. And so they ravaged Galar, they ravaged Irithyll, they ravaged Moriath, and then
Is this world like completely been ravished or something?
almost entirely. Espera was untouched.
Oh. I see.
Jeru was untouched. Well, rather untouched. Rather, their forces beat back the skull pickers, and so they kept the civilians safe. But Moriath, Irithyll, and Galar were all almost entirely annihilated by the skull pickers. And then, strangely, the skull pickers went into the Tallow River Valley in the south, and then they vanished.
Okay, so so as you may or may not know, this is actually like an entire history that Peter has written.
Oh yeah.
And so, question: I thought there was no one left after the skull pickers vanished into the valley.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Except for the. Okay, so this isn't at that point in like the future.
No, we're still talking history.
Okay, this isn't like okay. But I thought the skull pickers were in the future.
They're all over the place. I can't explain all of it over the podcast because I might give up too much.
History.
Exactly.
Yeah. Perhaps
I can
should
explain
read.
to you guys later if you wish.
Okay.
All right.
And then you can make vague inside jokes to people and they'll never even know.
Okay.
Instead of me doing that to
Okay.
myself. Alright, so
So
eventually you do, before you reach the Oudaskinian fort line, at about a day's ride out, you notice that the sky above you is starting to twinkle. And you look up.
Are we in the shadow right now?
You're dead in the shadow. Cannot see
But it's
anything but 15 to 20
twinkly.
feet away by torchlight.
Okay.
Luckily for you, there are about 600, 800 torches around your band, and so there is plenty of light.
Yeah.
But up ahead, eventually you start seeing twinkles in the sky. They are small pinpricks of light far to the south. They look almost like stars. As you stare at them, you do notice that they are slowly, ever so slowly moving.
like stars.
Like fairies. I'm just thinking of what you said about the fairies earlier.
Like, do stars move?
Yeah.
Okay, faster than stars moving.
Okay.
And they're moving erratically. It's not like the entire sky moving. It's like they're like swirling around
I see.
in different directions.
Interesting. So like fireflies.
Maybe. I don't know. That's just my thought from what you said earlier, but yeah. All right.
Let's go.
So we keep.
So
Marching.
Walking?
Do we keep marching and staring at
You
these?
do keep marching.
Would-
You can keep staring if you wish.
Okay, who's the boss here right now? Are we the boss?
You are not the boss. You are. Their rank is not really a thing.
Okay.
I mean, there are the chiefs who own soldiers and own other things as well, and then
Okay.
you are the soldiers, and that's kind of it. There's no like
So,
corporal, lieutenant. It's just chief and his men.
Okay.
Now,
oh,
you
who's our
two
chief?
are very well respected.
Mhm.
Haha.
Ha 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 ha.
You two are two of the greatest warriors in your chiefdom. So you're like
Okay.
honored people, but you're still when it comes down to like organized power structure, you're just soldiers.
I see. So, we're very respected because we always hide in the middle of everyone.
You're two of the best soldiers in the entire group. Probably the best soldiers
Okay.
in the entire group.
We should probably, not be in the middle anymore.
Yeah, we should kind of.
Your group is near the front, but not quite in the front. You have 3 or 4 chiefdoms ahead of you, so
Hmm.
Oh.
you can lead your chiefdom, but you can't really lead the entire band.
Wait, about how many troops do we have with us?
50 times 100 is
Oh wow.
Hey,
Okay.
hold on. Did you say
5,000
50
-ish.
times
Okay.
5,000 chieftains?
No, 5,000 total troops. 50 chieftains.
Okay, I see.
50 chieftains,
Chieftains,
each
okay.
taking with them around 100 troops.
Okay.
And mind you, you emptied probably like 30% of all Moriath doing this.
Mhm.
Like,
Wow.
A, it's a huge army for you. B, Moriath is still devastated from the events of the Skullpickers. Even
Hey,
200 years
Bullion.
ago.
What do you say we go to the front of the line and, I don't know, be on the front lines?
Okay, let's go. I'm a man.
You are an Indian man, oh my goodness.
Why are you
As-
talking like that?
As usual, Usunai has a issue with changing accents.
Yes, that is his problem. He always changes his voice. Okay. All right, let's get to the front.
All right, you keep traveling, and then you reach the Aldaskinian fort line. The Aldaskinian fort line wall is probably around 80 feet tall and maybe 15 to 20 feet thick. Every 4 or 5 miles, there is a fort that stands maybe twice that and maybe 5 or 6 times as wide in a square. You reach to one of the main gates inside the fort, and
Okay.
the Asparian emissary goes out in front of you, and the entire Moriathic army just kind of stares at him like, all right, do your thing. And the Asparian emissary walks up, exchanges some words in a language that you do not understand with the fort guards, and soon all of you are marching practically single file through the fortress and into Aspera, or rather Aspera's land, into Aldasines.
Mm.
You have a vague sense you're not actually going to the city of Aspera itself. You are going to the Scion Mountains, where a grand army of all the free people, all the what is being called the Anathema Pact, is
Okay.
gathering. The Anathema Pact was a group of people, Helana, Aladanakirus, and Aspera, the 3 greatest cities, all gathered together and basically said, we will pool our troops together to make sure that if anything threatens any one of us, we will be able to stop it. Because if anything kills any one of us, there's no stopping it from moving on to the next one. And so we'll
Okay.
face any big threat together. So you're getting dragged in because your chieftains owe vassalage to the king of Helana, the high prince of Helana, and so you are there to fight as mercenaries. And so you head
Okay.
to the mountain.
Yay, mercenaries.
Whoop whoop. Okay.
So, once you're in Aldasines, you look up and you realize that the strange starlights are right above Aldasines, and they end almost exactly where the fort line ends, and just all the way
What
south.
ends?
The lights seem to end almost exactly where the fort line ends, where the Aldaskinian fort line is. So it seems to cover
Okay.
all of Aldasines, but nothing further.
Okay. So, does there magic exist in this world? right now? Like, does
Um,
magic exist?
there
Do we know of magic?
there is magic. You definitely know of magic. Everybody knows of magic. Mages are extremely rare and not really
Okay,
used. Their mages are most often like priests, and
I see.
magic is not really used for day-to-day life anymore due to its chaotic and potentially lethal properties. And
I
also,
see.
magic has been associated heavily with Balkoth, and
Hmm.
around 600 years ago, there is a mad witch hunt to kill all magicians and Balkoth worshippers, and that kind
Okay.
of erased it from popular opinion.
Ah, okay. Wait, do we know anything of a certain Danul the Peace Mage by any chance?
You have not heard that legend, no. You have no
Okay,
idea.
we've not heard of them. Okay. So, uh, Peter, when I was growing up,
Oh.
um, my mother had this book from this one very attractive bachelor who came by. Um, yeah. And guess what that book was about?
It was about a forbidden art that you never read because you never bothered to learn about how to read Moriathic, even your own homeland script, because that was unnecessary. Only words you know are certain military phrases like commander, chief, general, troops. You know all the numbers, so you can put down exact numbering of troops down. You know certain military words like flank, pincer movement, shield wall, and that's about it.
Aww.
Mm.
So you can send very simple military messages with ease.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, fine.
Nice
So
try.
okay, if you didn't remember from last episode, that's literally what happened. I got a book and I could do magic, and it was epic.
That changed the course of history by a crap
Yeah,
ton.
not really, but yeah. Yeah.
All right, so you keep marching down. 2 days pass, then you're on to the third day, and you march. Stars shine above. There is no light. At a time that you really can't tell because there is no sun. Now, what there is no sun, but you can kind of tell when it's night because more of the star lights will go out, or they won't go out, but they'll dim heavily, and so they look like stars in the sky from very far away. They don't really give off light, and then during the daytime they'll shine brighter, and so you can actually see where you're
Okay.
going. And so you can kind of tell that it's like maybe midday-ish, between 11 and maybe 2, so around that time. And
Mhm.
suddenly there is a shout from near the side of the column, a few hundred meters back, and then screams follow.
Oh.
Wait, hold on. Where is this column in position to us?
It's 100 meters. You're again near the front, but not quite in the front. And it's like maybe like 5 or 6 chiefs down. They're screaming.
Okay.
Behind us.
Yeah.
Oh.
Uh, should we start running back there? I mean, I look to our chief, I guess. What does he say?
He's looking back and listening, trying to figure out what's happening. He has his hand out to you,
Okay.
telling everybody to stop, and he's just trying to figure out what's going on.
Mhm.
Okay, so in this culture, is it like you never disobey orders or you're dead? Or is it like you do what you believe? I don't know.
This culture is again, Anglamar is the tying thread that made them come back from the devastation. So they believe very, very firmly in his precepts, and his precepts are you don't leave men behind. You fight for your brother with all of your might. You die for your brother if necessary, and you stick together as a group. Now that doesn't mean you don't go off sometimes, but your group of people is the most important thing.
Okay.
Mm.
Well,
Okay.
I think it's good if we stick with the dude,
Mhm.
our,
Yeah.
our chieftain. Wait for him to figure out what to do.
All right. As you sit there, the screams become closer, and you start hearing what they're saying. They're screaming Shadow Fairy and
Oh.
run.
Okay.
And then you see about 150 meters away, I don't know if I'm measuring in meters, about 150 meters away, about 450 feet away, you see a mounted figure in total black armor, wielding I believe this one has, wielding a sword that's about 5 feet long, in one hand, just sweeping down Moriathic troops left and right. The horse is probably the biggest horse you've ever seen, and so is the man. The armored man stands about, you'd say, 6 to 7 feet tall, much taller than everyone else around you. And with the horse, he's like towering. It's very obvious.
Wait, how big are we?
5'8" and 6'1". You can fight over which one's which.
Okay.
I'm 6'1". What would you like to be?
I don't care. I could be 5'8" if you would like to retain your masculinity. I don't know.
The armored figure on the horse is heading towards you.
Oh,
Okay,
cool.
and he's
What weapons do we have?
You are equipped with hand axes and long kite shields. The kite shields they're not exactly kite shields. They have a weird shape. It's very hard to explain. It's like a half circle on the top, and then it has this weird almost curvy shape at the bottom on the other half. So the idea is at the edges of the half circle you would hang charms, either words written in your language, or just symbols of your clan chiefdom, or even bones of enemies you've killed if you're feeling vicious.
Ooh.
And you hang those on the edges of the shield. So there's this little place where you could hang tassels. But other than that, they look kind of like pet shields.
Okay.
I can show you a picture sometime. I'll put that up if I can.
Hand axes. Okay, so I start running towards him. Are we crowded together, or can we?
You are crowded together. If you can start running towards him, people are pushing you away. It seems like everybody's scattering. Even your own band of people are breaking off and running in different directions.
Okay, I'm running towards him.
Yeah, I'll run
With
towards him as well.
Hand axe, my shield.
All right. As you run towards him, you do notice two things. Wait. I'm sorry. Ivuian, are you also with him?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're both charging together. You notice two things. The first thing is that the horse, you realize now, is almost skeletal in feature.
Oh.
It looks like he has been heavily starved, even though he's massive. He doesn't seem to be having trouble carrying the creature on his back at all, but it looks heavily starved. And the second thing you notice is that its mane is made of black smoke,
Oh.
and so is its tail.
Oh.
Okay.
That's
So
very
if I wasn't running before, I break into a run. I have my axe up on my shield.
The second thing you notice is that there is another mounted figure, about 300, 400 meters away, 1,200 feet, I don't know. And this one is also wreaking havoc elsewhere in the column. This one is not dressed in any sort of armor. It has a much smaller sword, but is going and sweeping people away with the same level of ease.
I think we should conquer this guy close to us first.
Yes, that's a great idea.
Yes.
So I charge him
All right.
with my shield and my axe, and I want to go for the guy, slide between the horse's legs.
As
and,
you're
just chop off
charging,
his
you
leg.
cannot get enough momentum because people keep trying to push you back. There is a massive wave of people trying to get away, and a few of them try to grab you by the shirt and drag you away. They're just yelling, "Run, run!" There's no use. They can't die.
Well, you did say that the only way to kill shadow fairies is by exposing them to the sun before. But wait. Okay.
Do we still have torches?
Yeah.
And are they still on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't we
There are no torches lit right now because the stars are above or out,
Okay.
so there's no need for light. But there are
Okay.
torches about somewhere unlit.
Okay. Do we try to grab a torch and try to burn this dude, or do we just go at it? What do you think? Felicity.
I mean, it can't hurt to like give him a good whack upside the head first, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think of ways we could, if we know that we need sun. You know what? Let's just do what we can with what we have first and see what happens.
Okay, that works.
Yes.
I
Vicious
mean,
stabbing.
Charging this dude with like I'm trying like. Oh, hold on. Can I start roaring or like yelling?
Like in a berserker rage.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like
So
just
you
running towards it.
you're trying to rally the people around you, and some of them from a further away. The ones nearby are still running away, but some further ones stop and stare at you, grabbing their weapons and kind of just watch to see what happens as you make a spectacle of you charging the massive figure of death on the horse. All right, and you come at it with
Yeah.
Ivuian right beside you, and you jump. How does this work? So the horse charges at you. You manage to dive beneath the horse, and you cut your axe into the horse's chest as it tries to rear away,
Mhm.
and your axe sinks deep into the chest, and a spurt of black blood hits you in the face,
Ooh.
and the horse cries out in pain and falls to the ground, and a cheer rises up from the men around you. And they're like, ah! And you can see hope rising again. But even as you get up and celebrate your victory, the figure atop the horse is already rising, 2 hands on his massive sword.
Say it again.
Even as you're celebrating your victory over the dead horse, the figure atop the horse is already standing up again, now holding its sword with 2 hands.
Right. Now,
Ooh.
can I take my sword and viciously stab this shadowy man?
Well, you have an axe, but other than that,
Oh, right. No, my axe. Sorry. My axe. And viciously karate chop, but just chop because it's an axe. This man.
Ivuian takes his
What do you
axe,
mean?
puts it away, and
Oh, and I'm a
slaps
man.
the
I
creature in the
forgot.
face.
Okay. And
No.
what happens?
So you take your axe, you charge the beast,
Okay.
and it doesn't even try to block anything, your attack. You swing at it, and your axe just shatters on its faceplate.
Oh, he's got face
On his what?
plates,
On his
too.
faceplate. He's
Okay.
full metal, and your axe doesn't do anything to stop it. It literally,
just-
the wooden handle snaps in your hand on contact.
Wait. Wait.
I'm just imagining this dude with like a plate stuck to his face.
Wait, does he have any chinks in his armor that we can see, or like breaks, like the neck maybe, or like?
He does have a small break in the neck. You can't see any flesh underneath. It looks
Oh.
like it looks like there's a chink, and you can see the ground beneath it where his neck should be.
Oh.
You assume from the design of the plate, because you studied this in your war classes, there should be a chink under the arm. There should be a chink at around the waist area where the belt is, chinks behind the knees, chinks at the elbows, but you can't see any of that from your angle right now, so you're not entirely sure.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well.
Okay,
What-
should we try to attack him, or wait, what happened to the guys around us? Are they like coming in again?
Oh no,
or
they're still standing far away. They saw him rise and they're not moving.
Can we tell them
what happened
to help
like
us?
don't leave your brothers
Or-
behind? Oh my goodness.
Many of
Probably
them said our only hope is to run when they ran by you. They said this is a fight we can't win. Our best bet is to run and fight another day.
Okay,
Well.
but he's decimating our army.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one that Felicity went up to raises his sword and slaps it down at you. You manage to get your shield up in time, and it cleaves through the top, lodging in about maybe half a foot into the shield.
Whoa.
Wait, hold on. There's 2 of them now.
No, there's one, but Felicity's currently in combat
Okay.
with him.
Okay.
Oh.
So I assume I slid through the horse's legs before he fell
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
Okay. So I get back up and I yell again, like lift my axe and like I run towards the dude. And
Alright.
I try to like shield bash his sword hand, if that works. Like just to run at him. I don't know which direction I'm facing, but like run at him and try to like shield bash his sword hand.
Okay. You're not facing the right direction for Shield Ash's sword hand. You are on his left, and he is right-handed.
Can I just run up to him and like just shield bash him?
Sure.
Just run. Okay, cool. I yell and I run at him with my axe drawn, and I just go for him.
All right, Ivuyan, you block the blow, and as the sword is trying to yank out, you feel your shoulder going with it because the blade is so deeply stuck into your shield. And then suddenly you hear a shout, and you look over and see Usunai, crash shield first into the beast, the creature, the fully plated figure of darkness and death itself. And there is a bone-shaking crunch as they meet, and the creature stumbles back half a step, and Usunai falls on his back.
Hold on. What? I just charge him and I just go.
You just bounce off. He stumbles back a step. It feels like you ran into a brick wall.
Wow. Dang.
Maybe we could do a David and Goliath thing and just like knock him over, and then he'll just die because he fell over.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
You did notice he already did fall over on his horse, and then he just got back up again.
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Maybe can we do something like? Maybe we could do something at the same time, and it's in such a way that he can only like focus on one of us, or like.
Okay.
Like.
Do we have any other weapons besides our like axe?
You have
shield?
Side knives, long ones.
Okay.
But nothing else.
Maybe we could like. I mean, this sounds weird, but like both like try to stab him where there could possibly be a chink, like just like.
Okay.
You keep saying stab, or you using
Well, it's a knife.
Your knife. Okay.
With a knife, yeah.
I mean, Usunai still has his axe.
I do.
Yeah.
What if? Okay. I'm gonna try to like, I don't know, how fast is this guy moving? Is he like lumbering because he's kind of taller?
He's quite quick. He's not quite as fast as you, but he's not like a slowpoke.
Okay, so I get back up and I try to, with my axe. So like I assume it's kind of like, an axe shaped. So I try to like put my the blade like behind, like hook it on his leg and just pull it out from under him.
So there is actually a small spike on the underside of the axe blade. So you would try to hook that spike into flesh.
Oh.
Yeah. The Moriathic axes have a strange double blade shape. So it seems like they have one wide blade and then a smaller, thinner, sharper blade coming out of the first.
Oh, out of the back.
Out of the front. In practice, it doesn't really do anything, I guess, except give it a spike on the top and the bottom of the blade. But it looks like, I mean, it's designed to look like there are two axe blades.
But I also try to use it as like a hook instead of like, because he has armor on, so it doesn't really make sense to stab his armor. But I try to use it like a hook to just pull him over.
Right. So as you get up, the creature yanks its sword out, and Ivuyan's shoulder comes out with it, dislocating your shoulder, and your shield is ripped from your grasp.
Oh.
And it stands back and turns to Usunai just as his axe tries to catch his leg. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. So you reach out and your axe, you manage to cut around his leg and pull. It doesn't budge for a second. In fact, the creature pulls its leg back, yanking your axe out of your hand and swinging at you.
Oh.
Okay.
Maybe we should run.
Yeah, I'm liking that idea.
Yeah.
You do manage to duck the blow, and at this point, Ivuyan, you feel hands grabbing your shoulder and dragging you away as your chiefdom's men grab you and drag you out and form a shield wall where you once were, and they're screaming at the figure in armor.
Okay, I also attempt to run to the shield wall.
Okay, the creature follows you. Everyone, the person carrying you just looks at you and just says, "We have to scatter. There's only one way. He can't kill all of us. Just keep running."
Mhm.
And as the creature breaks through the shield wall, as Usunai, you're there with them, and everybody in the chiefdom scatters, along with the rest of
And
them.
what?
Everybody scatters in different directions.
Oh wow. Hmm. You want to try this? Let's try this fire idea.
One other thing,
Are
they
any of
do
it?
they do say, Ivuyan, they tell you, just meet back where we were supposed to meet, near the mountains of Sion, where the army camp is. We'll regroup there.
Okay. Am I together with Ebulian?
Vaguely. 1 second.
Okay.
I saw the text.
Hmm.
Interesting.
I'm not sure. Probably later, like 9:30 or 10.
When you're done, I want to talk maybe for
Got you. I'll let you know. Okay.
Can I try to like run towards Ebulian and like try to grab a torch on the way so I can light it?
There are no torches on the way. It's a very short distance. It's like 8 feet.
Oh.
Okay, then
Okay.
could I do that in a reverse order? So like grab Ebulian and then just try to grab a torch
Sure.
from somewhere.
Ivuyan, you can walk. It's only your shoulder that's injured, nothing else.
Yeah. Right. It's my left shoulder too, right?
Yeah.
It was the
So
one with the shield.
you're used to pain. You can function pretty well, even though you're hurting. You two are extreme soldiers. Also, the Moriathic culture is kind of a little bit savage just because there's almost no law. Everything's run by chiefdoms, and so strength is a big thing in figuring out who rules. And so strength is very much appreciated.
Mhm.
They're very similar to Viking culture.
Okay.
Cool beans.
Do we manage to find a torch?
You grab Ivuyan. Ivuyan, are
Yeah.
you running with him?
Yeah. Or oh.
Okay. Yes. Let us run together away from the giant scary man thing.
All right, you sprint off in a direction, and he gives chase for a few seconds, and then turns to catch one of the other stragglers and cuts him down. You manage to get away free, and you find a torch, unlit,
Oh, cool.
in one of
Do
the
we have
abandoned wagons.
Do we have like flint and steel on us?
Not
Is it
on
like-
you, no. That was
Oh.
kept in the wagons as well.
How do we usually light these things?
The flint and steel is kept in wagons,
Oh.
like the one
Can
you're
we
at.
Can we?
grab another
Yeah.
flint and steel as well?
Sure, you grab one of those as well.
Cool.
Mhm.
Why don't we run towards away?
Yeah.
You run towards away.
Yes, we run towards away.
All right, you run towards away, and you manage to indefinitely get there.
Cool.
So you run, and slowly the shouts get quieter and quieter. You still hear footsteps beside you, and as you look, you can see the shadowy figures of people who you know are not the strange being in black armor. They're running behind you, beside you, but they seem to be scattering, and soon you realize there's nobody around you. You can't see anybody,
Oh,
and it's just
you wanna stop
you
and
and Ivuyan.
hey, Ebulian,
Mhm.
do you want me to attempt to pop back your shoulder?
Uh. Do you have any medical experience?
I have lots of medical experience.
You have combat medicine, which does include
Exactly.
relocating shoulders.
Then yes, I trust you, sort of ish. Perhaps Usanai.
Let's. Okay, I grab her arm and get some leverage with the other arm. Grab
Yeah.
his arm. I grab Ebulian's arm
Okay.
and grab some try to get some leverage and just pop it back in.
All right, you relocate the shoulder. Ivuyan, you feel a sharp tugging of pain,
Aha.
and then it fades away
Just
slowly.
like that.
I'm not entirely sure how dislocated arms go on, to be honest. So,
Okay.
Cool. I guess we should proceed towards our location that we are proceeding towards.
Yes.
Sorry, what was that? Your
Why
internet.
don't we could head towards that place
All right.
approximately.
So
That
you're
I
not.
mean,
You have never been to Aldecanes. You don't really
Mhm.
know where exactly you're going, but you have seen the maps and you have a small, vague idea. So you turn
okay.
east, slightly southish, somewhat, and you start
Mhm.
heading towards where you believe the army is encamped.
Okay.
And you walk in the darkness. You
Like in
try
the
not to get lost
shadow.
in the shadow. It's even with the stars, starlight like things in the sky, um, shining at full like volume, full brightness. It's still significantly darker than it would be during a day. So you walk in the shadowy, pale light of the strange creatures above, and you try not to get lost. You end up going in small circles anyway, but you feel like you're going vaguely east.
Oh, cool.
Sounds
After
dandy.
about
That sounds nice.
6 hours,
Oh.
there is a small light you realize that is following you. It seems to be
Oh,
an orb of silver that glows faintly, and it is just kind of hovering above you, about 10, 12 feet up.
wait. Okay. Should we attempt to ambush this thing that's coming past, or like this light? What do you think?
Why not? Why not?
Okay.
Yes.
Let's ambush this glowing orb.
Yes.
All right,
So
how do you plan on ambushing this flying orb?
we sprint in
We
the
wait for it.
cover of darkness.
So,
and
which
bear our
one of these
weapons
two
with
opposite
quiet
things do you
stealth.
plan on doing? Sprinting away or waiting for it?
Why
You
don't we do
can
both?
do them at the same time. That's what I was gonna say. You just sprint in circles so that eventually you'll like run into it, you know? It's like kind of like meteors and planets. Like eventually they're going to crash, big explosion, somebody dies. It's fine. Anyway,
I mean, it is
that was
following
that was a
us.
very poor metaphor,
So
but yeah.
if you want to run towards it and I can just stay there and wait for it. We can do
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Wunderbar.
So one of you runs off, and the other one doesn't. Is that right?
Yeah.
Which one of you runs off?
I think I will.
All right.
Yes.
Ivuian sprints east-ish, direction you think is east, even though it's quite hard to navigate when you don't know the land and there's no sun or sky to figure out which way's which. But the direction that you think is probably east, you sprint in that direction.
Wait, towards the orb?
The orb is above you, directly above you.
Oh.
Oh.
It's
Oh.
hovering like right above you, following your exact
Oh.
motions at about 12 feet.
And you says like 10 feet
Oh.
up?
Yeah. So
Okay.
as soon
Hey.
as Evuian sprints away, you can see it kind of just stop, and it was
Okay.
spinning above you before, like in weird little patterns, and then it just kind of stops moving,
Okay.
and after a split second, it bursts after Evuian, catches up, and then
Oh.
hovers directly above your head as you run.
Oh.
Okay. I've started sprinting towards Ipulian as well then.
I stopped sprinting.
All right,
And wait, no, for Usunai.
all right. It kind of hovers above your head before Usunai gets to you. It suddenly drops to the ground next to you,
Oh.
and it becomes a small human.
Oh.
A small what?
Human, almost
Human.
human. It doesn't. You quickly realize it is not entirely human. It looks like a woman, perhaps uh, early 30s. Um,
Okay.
Oh.
you look at her face and you realize you can't make out any distinguishing features. Yet at the
Oh.
same time, it seems entirely unique and special. But you couldn't possibly point out what exactly it is.
Okay.
What you can grasp onto is the fact that the clothing that the woman wears is constantly shifting from a bright silver glow back to complete darkness, and then back to silver, and it's just constantly switching out between those two colors, almost as like a wave.
Do
How
I
tall
eventually
is she?
catch up?
She's shorter than both of you. She's perhaps 5'5" or 5'6",
Okay.
Okay.
Huh.
and she lands next to Ivuyan and just looks at you, and she
Oh.
looks curious almost.
Can we
Can I
greet
keep
her?
going towards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we together now?
You're not quite together.
Okay.
Ivuyan, would you like to do anything, or just let her stare at you?
I think we should go greet her.
Right now, it's just she's standing right next to you, like
Oh,
a
me.
foot,
Oh,
a foot and a half away. Yeah.
Oh, then I greet her.
You just say hello.
Hello, I am Ivuyan. That is all.
The
Yes.
the woman jumps in surprise and says in perfect Moriath, like, "Ooh, a strange language. I have not heard this one. My name is Seoria."
Oh.
Wait, can we understand her?
Oh yeah, she speaks perfectly in your language, no hint of an accent or anything.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Where
Can I extend my hand in greeting?
you arrive just at that time, and she looks at both of you, and before you can act, she asks, "Who are you? Where are you from? What land do you come from?"
Mm.
Moria?
Moria.
Morgoth?
Like Moria, like the land of the goblins in Lord of the Rings, but with a
Yes.
TH at the end. Moria.
Moriath.
Yes.
We come from Moriath. What about you?
She cocks her head and looks at you too and says, "Where's Moria?"
It's in the north?
Ooh. What else is in the north?
Say that again?
What else is in the north?
Curious little peanut, isn't she?
What else is in the north?
You could talk about the
I
Red River, the Shearwater Cliffs, the Shearwater Mountain. You could talk about Helana. You could talk about the Jarrow Plain, the Yellow Lake.
Oh, cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's talk about that stuff.
Yeah.
So you just start spouting out random places. Well, there's this, and then there's that, and she just stares at you and just soaks in everything you're saying.
Oh. Can I ask her? By the way, what are you?
Sorry.
By the way, what are you?
She looks at you and then cocks her head quizzically, and then turns into an orb and flies up. And she vanishes into thin air.
Wait, vanishes? Vanishes?
Oh,
To thin air.
just kapoof.
And then suddenly she's behind you, and she asks, "Hello, are you special humans?"
We are not humans.
Her eyes go wide. And she goes, "What are you?"
I look over at Bullion, and then I say, "We are gods."
Her eyes go even wider, and like it's like cartoon level. It's clearly not natural. And she just says, "Which ones?"
Well, I am the god of peace, and this is the god of war.
And she looks at you and she frowns and goes, "Which ones?"
Can I say, do you not know who we are?
"I have never seen you in chaos before. This is curious. Who are you?"
Wait, did you say what are you?
She said, "Who are you?"
Who are you? Okay. Huh. Okay, hold on. Let me think. There was like Morgoth
Oh.
and some other dude.
Morgoth is from Lord of the Rings.
Wait, okay. So who's the god of peace again?
I don't. Oh, he was not technically a god of peace. He was just a god that enjoyed peace. And
Okay, who is he again? Oh, the god of blue or something?
you didn't really pay attention in class, in war class, when they talked about the god of peace. So you have no
Okay,
idea.
who is the god of war then?
Anglamar is technically a god of war. He's a god of war and love, like mixed together.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice. Maybe we could be like two halves
You-
of
there's-
Anglamar.
Also,
But-
Balkoth. Balkoth is like the god of utter destruction in war,
Yeah.
and he's like the evil god of your time
Oh.
and
I
of
don't like that.
all of known history. He's the evil god.
I would prefer to be Anglamar. See. Or well. What
Well,
are
just tell her that you're Anglamar.
And that you say?
I think we should tell her
Well-
that we're kidding and that we're actually just nobodies. But
Okay, yes,
but we're fancy chiefs.
Let's do that. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So what do you say?
Um, we're kidding. Do you know what kidding is?
It is a joke. The humans,
Yes,
the
it's a
humans
joke.
do jokes.
What?
The humans do jokes. Though not anymore.
So
Oh,
what did she say?
that's so sad.
The humans do not joke nearly as much as they once did.
Oh,
Once
Yes, we
our
are-
light was taken away, they no longer joke.
Oh, that's so sad.
I agree.
can
It
you
is
come
quite sad.
back?
We are stopped by the darkness. The humans cannot see
Can
our light in
we-
the darkness.
Can we get rid of the darkness for you?
The darkness is not something that can be gotten rid of. But we were sent down so that the humans could still see our light even in the darkness. So they could know that the moon still looks upon them and sees them, even when they cannot see it.
Do you know where the darkness came from? Surely you would have seen it.
Oh yes, came from the east.
Where in the east?
In the east.
Near the east?
No, in the east.
Where in the east?
I told you in the east. You were silly.
But which part of the east?
The east.
Was it the east of the east, or the north of the east, or the south of the east, or the west of the east?
It was the north of the east, but the east.
It was
Ah.
the north of the east. Okay.
Oh yes, I know
I
my
see.
directions quite well.
It was the north of the east.
Mhm.
What else is from the north of the east?
I do not know. I will ask. And she turns into a ball of light and zips up and vanishes.
I look
Oh.
over at Ebullion and I'm like,
And she returns and she
Right.
goes, "My sisters told me that there are great forests in the north of the east, and a big mountain in the north of the east, and many mountains in the north of the east, and smaller forests in the north of the east, and also a big lake. It is yellow."
Okay.
I love
Thank
There are
you.
many things in the north of the east.
communication.
What's your name? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
The connection broke a little bit. I'm not sure what you said.
Sorry, what did you say?
The connection broke a little bit. I didn't hear what you said.
No, after he asked what her name was.
Yeah, that's what I lost hearing.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, you asked what her name was?
Say again?
Did you ask what her name was?
Yes,
Yeah.
what's her name?
She goes, "I already told you my name. I am Selria.
Yes.
I am the Silver Sky.
Cineria. So, oh,
I am the
Oh,
Silver
gosh.
Sky."
that's very cute. Good job.
It is a pretty name. I like the name.
Well, Suzeria, Can you
No,
help
no, no,
us
no, no.
find something?
Sailria. The Silver Sky.
Sailria.
Well,
Right.
Saria,
You have to
the
say it
Silver
right.
Sky, can
Yeah,
you help us
Sailria.
find
The Silver Sky.
our place?
You have lost your place.
Yes,
Where
we
can we
have lost
find
our
it?
place.
Where is your place?
I hope so. It's shoot. Where's our place? It's what is the place that I remember that we were going towards?
The large army of gathered peoples in the east
Mhm.
by the Siam
Oh,
Mountains.
cool. We are going to the large army of gathered peoples in the east.
I know where the east is. I have found your place.
Oh.
You go to
Can
the
you
east.
show us how to? Can you show us how to get there?
Yes, follow me. And she
Okay.
turns back into a ball of light, goes up, hovers almost directly above you, but slightly to your left.
Oh,
And you realize you
so
were
we're facing north.
no, you were going south.
Okay.
If it's to your left, you were going south.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I guess we follow. We go east then. So we go east, I guess.
All right. So you follow the direction that the strange
north
ball
of
of light
the
is pointing.
We follow her.
Yes,
All right.
we follow.
You walk in the darkness. She leads you on. She definitely. One thing is for certain is as you follow her, you're definitely going into a straight line. That is one thing you're certain of that you were not doing before that you are doing now is going directly into a straight line.
Oh, cool.
So you,
Hold on. Cool.
you
Damn.
keep
Can we
following
follow
her.
her?
Yep. You follow her,
Mhm.
and you march for 2 days. And then on the third day, you're still marching. It's somewhere in the late afternoon, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 p.m., maybe 7 p.m. The stars are still bright. There's no like sunrise or sunset. They'll just be dark, and then bright, and then dark, and then bright.
Mhm.
There's no subtle, so it's not quite night
I see.
time-ish yet. You don't know, but you know it's getting there eventually soon. Suddenly she
Mhm.
drops down for you in human form, and then looks at you, and then just stares at you both. And she just kind of very intensely studies you.
Mhm.
Can I close my eyes?
Yes,
Okay.
Can I stare at her back?
you stare at her back.
Okay.
She focuses on you, Ibuyan, and says, I think you are in danger.
Oh. In danger or a danger?
Will you not ask why?
No, no, no. Did you say she says I am a danger or in danger?
You're in danger.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Are you confused?
No, no,
Usually
I
when
just
humans
couldn't
are
hear
confused,
you.
they ask questions.
Can can you take us out of danger? I ask her.
Yes, that.
Can
What do
you
you-
take us out of danger?
I do not think you are fast enough.
Oh, ho, ho, ho,
Can you
ho,
teleport
ho.
us?
No. You are law. I cannot teleport law.
Can we fly with you?
No. You are law. I cannot fly law.
I love her so much. Can you help us?
I cannot fight.
I mean, distract the evil or the danger?
Perhaps. Look, there they are. And she
Okay.
points to your left again, this time being north. And you look that direction and you see 6 small figures crawling down towards you quite quickly. 2 of them hold long spears in one hand, held on their shoulders.
What are they?
You asking the girl?
Yeah.
Ooh, those are, I believe you called them the pale shades.
Hmm.
They're half men. They're half men. They were once whole. Now they're half. Hmm.
How did they become half?
Darkness. Vespis.
Okay.
Good luck. And she flies up.
Oh wait. What? Okay.
And the 6 creatures start closing in on you, making strange,
Oh.
raspy sounds with their throat.
All right.
Right. We shall
I
fight.
charge them.
You charge them with your axe and your shield, which is
I charge them with
still mostly
with my
intact.
axe, which I picked up off the ground after I was running away.
Sorry?
I charged them with the axe that I found on the ground when I was running away.
Your axe didn't break, did it?
No, my
No.
axe
However,
broke, I think.
you
Yes.
said that the dude kicked it away.
Oh, you did kick it away. I'll allow you to find one axe between the two of you.
Okay,
Between the
I
two of
have
us.
an axe.
Yeah, you can take
So, Ivuyan, you do not have
I
a shield
charge
or
at
an axe.
One of them.
Usunai, you have a shield and an axe.
Say again?
Ivuyan has no shield and no axe. And Usunai has
Oh,
a shield and
okay.
an axe.
Alright. I don't
I-
charge. I watch him charge for the time being.
I toss her the shield.
Right,
and
you're gonna
I
let
charge with like my
Usunai
sword,
fight
or
on his
my,
own?
my dagger, and my axe, and I charge them like I charged you.
Ooh.
Do you remember that?
Me? Oh yeah. Wait. Oh
Peter?
shit. He's frozen once again.
He is frozen once again.
Just
I am
like-
frozen.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you remember
Saturdays
when I
are not
charged you in Skid Day? Do you remember when I charged you? With
This is my
the,
face of
the
not
axe
having
and the,
internet.
and the dagger. What? Say
I
again?
saw your motions. You're trying to do something, but I'm not sure exactly what you were saying.
Okay, yeah.
When you
Remember
did the
in
motion.
Skid Day? You remember Skid Day? Where I charged you with the axe and the dagger?
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing
Is that what
with
you're doing?
this guy. Yes.
All right. As you approach the two with long spears, they're each about 8 feet, 9 feet long. They lower them down towards you, and they're prepared to impale you as you charge.
Okay, can I
So
like
did
duck
you-
under this? Say again?
Did you give your shield to Ivuyan? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
He gave his shield to me.
Yeah,
Okay.
I gave my shield to her, and
Okay.
I charge like as their spears are lowering down. I kind of like just slide on my back and try to whack their leg and stab them, like I did with you.
You do
Sort
not
of.
have the capability to slide almost 8 feet in one run. There is a much bigger gap between you and them than there was between you and me.
Okay. I didn't hear any of that.
So, since they have long pikes and or
Mhm.
spears, depending on how you want to define
Yeah.
it, you can't slide and hit them because the distance is too great. You would just slide to a stop before you reach
Oh,
them.
okay. Can I try to like as I'm charging them, like bat the spear away with my dagger?
You do that, so you charge them and you try to bat their spear, and you manage to bat both their spears away. But in doing so, you kind of slow down and lose your charge momentum.
Ah, I see.
And so the 4 others that don't have weapons leap at you with fangs and claws.
Oh. Wait a minute. How many creatures are there again?
There's 6.
And only 2 of them have spears?
Only 2 of them had spears.
Oh. Okay, I thought all of them had spears. Never mind. Okay.
No.
Alright. So I guess I keep going and try to stab the dude.
The dude, there are 6 of them.
Well, the dude with the spear. Or axe him, I guess, with my behead him. I run up to him.
So you're trying to get the one with the spear?
Yes.
You're currently surrounded by 4 others that are going for you. You're trying to ignore all of them?
Okay, I guess.
Ooh.
No, I'll just go for them instead. I just turn and just axe them in the face. And then stab them
All right,
in the
so
face and then axe them in the face.
Alright, so you bat the spears out of the way, and you try to charge the spear creatures, but the 4 other ones leap at you. And so you swing around in a wide arc, and you manage to catch one in the side of the face with your axe, and you split his skull in half. But the weight of his body drags your hand down, and as you sweep, you manage to scare the other 3 away, but they come back in, quickly honing you down as you only have 1 arm with your dagger. Did you hear that?
Nope.
Did you hear any of that? Nope. Okay.
I didn't hear any of that.
Alright.
No, I heard like half.
I'm gonna move actually to a different room. So I can get better internet. Because I think there's something about this room as well that doesn't
that
have.
is a good idea.
Okay.
It's only late where it gets affected, which is ironic. I'm also leaving the air conditioning for y'all, so accept and appreciate my sacrifice. I'll need to find the light. Okay. Alright, so your axe gets caught in one of the creature's skulls, splitting it, but the weight of the creature drags your hand down. And so you manage to... Can you hear me?
A little bit. Can you hear me? How about now?
I can kind of hear you. Yeah, ish.
Okay, cool. Okay. This kind of works. Okay. So, what did you say again?
Alright. I'm gonna try to kick my brother out of the den, because my den is the only place that seems to have good internet.
Oh boy. Oh. Daniel's gone.
We can edit this out later. Oh no. Who is actually?
I think Daniel's gone. Is he?
Can I
No, I'm
still
still
be
here.
dead?
My camera just isn't on.
Oh, just your camera. Okay.
There's no internet that's working anywhere else.
Here?
He wants to do voice chat.
Yeah.
Here. I'm gonna roll out. I can do that.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I tried to do it in my room, but it's not working.
Yeah, I know. I had internet connection problems a lot over there.
So if you want to just ignore us, Mom, that's fine. I will. I'm trying to record all this, so we appreciate leaving distractions. Just emergencies. All right. Is this any better?
Okay, Peter. The internet's essentially the same in here.
It's the same.
It's. Oh, okay. That's possibly slightly better.
Is it better?
Yes.
It's okay. Cool.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. All right. So the axe gets embedded in one guy's skull.
Yes, and then the body drags your hand down, and you manage to swipe your knife around and scare the rest away from leaping at you, but they're quickly trying to weigh you down, even if it means with their dead bodies.
Oh wow. Okay. Can I roll away? Can I roll away?
Oh, roll away?
Mm-hmm.
You can try.
Okay,
Right,
cool.
so
I
you
grab my axe and
attempt to roll away, and one of the spears, as you roll away, nicks your back, leaving a small gash across your left ribs.
Ooh, okay.
and they keep coming at you.
Can I charge at the closest one near me with my knife? And I have his shield now.
You said you're going to draw your knife?
Yeah, and so with my knife, can I charge at the closest guy near to me?
Yes.
Okay.
So you rush in to aid him,
Mhm.
and you slash at one of them and cut a deep gash across his shoulder. And it rears back and hisses and kind of squeaks in pain almost. And then they just keep charging at you. One of them leaps, the one you wounded actually, Ivuyan, leaps onto your shield and tries to weigh it down. The other one leaps at your blade arm and tries to just grab on and bite. And the last one...
Can I just like twist away and like I don't know, shove him off with my knife?
So your quick reactions you just easily dodge the creature's leap, and it just lands on the ground awkwardly away from you. The last one, still going for Usunai,
Mhm.
and still just trying to, especially while you're on the ground rolling, it tries to get on top of you and bite and claw at you. Meanwhile, the two with spears charge in and try to stab you while you're distracted.
So, how many are left right now?
There are 5 left. One is slightly injured.
Okay, can I mean, try to slash anyone who's like next to me?
Okay, so you just frantically slash upwards. You manage to nick and draw blood from the one not near you, but not do anything fatal. The two with spears close in on you.
Oh boy. Wow.
Ivuyan, the one on your shield, weighs it down, and you feel the bottom hit the ground, and it kind of climbs over and tries to go for your head.
Okay.
Okay. Can I just try to stab that one?
You manage to get your knife around, but you're kind of afraid at its kind of swiping at you, and so you stab at it, and it ducks out of the way and still hanging on your shield.
Oh wow. Okay. Can Hello?
Yeah. Can
Sorry,
I?
what was that?
Yeah.
Um can I guess just charge another I mean, I'm on the floor right now, right?
Sorry, you are on the floor, yeah.
Okay. Well, can I guess try to get up?
You attempt to get up, the spears try to jab you, and you manage to barely battle them away, but you can't quite get up.
Okay. Um.
The one on top
Can
of you
I
leaps at
try
you again.
Can I
Before
try
you
to
try
battle
again,
away with my axe?
you can try, and you don't quite get him off this time, and he grabs your hand and bites into it,
Ooh.
leaving a bloody red mark on your palm.
Ah.
Ooh.
Okay. Can I try to? I mean, grab his arm that he's just bitten, or he just bit me, right?
Yeah.
Can I try to grab his arm and, or no, sorry, grab his head and like just try to shove my dagger in it?
Are you grabbing his head or shoving your dagger in it? You only have one for hand.
Oh, okay. Just shove my dagger in his head.
All right, and he bites into you. You kind of take your dagger and casually shove it up under his chin into his brain, and it goes limp on your hand.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
At the same time, the two
Ooh,
with
do I
spears
do
try to
anything?
stab you again.
I don't know. I still have this guy on my shield, right?
You do have the guy on your shield, and the one is on the ground is recovering and coming at you again.
Oh, maybe I think Usanai, you should. That was the one that had the sword, right? Maybe try to
None
get
of them
his
have
sword.
swords.
Oh, wait. I thought you. Oh, never mind.
One of them has his axe still in his brain, actually.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that qualifies as having a sword.
Okay. Yeah. Well then,
Um,
with the one on my shield, can I just like violently shake my arm and try to throw him off, or try to like, I don't know. At least, at the very least, if he's stuck onto my shield, like use it as like a, I don't know, I don't know, to hit the other guys. I don't know.
what are you guys watching?
I just need help, okay?
I'm not sure I know either, actually.
I don't know. Try to like smash the other dudes around. Like, I forget what the word is. Not a battering ram, but like a
A
weighted.
club?
Sure, a club. Close enough. Can I
So you
just use
swing
him as a
around
club?
and use your shield with the little pale creature, and you hit the other pale creature with the pale creature.
Yeah.
Right, so you swing around, confused at what you're even doing, and just kind of throw your shield at the creature.
I don't want to throw my shield, but okay.
You had no idea what you were doing.
That's
You threw
true.
your shield.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
And they both kind of scatter for a few seconds, and then they kind of recover.
Okay. As they're recovering, can we also recover? And
Yeah.
Well, Usunai is currently being stabbed by spears.
oh, that's not ideal. Okay. Can I help Usanai while they're recovering? Like, stab one of those
Yeah.
guys with my knife?
You kind of like walk slowly over to where the spears are getting stabbed into Usunai. And Usunai, you're still being stabbed.
Okay, can I try to, like, now that I've stabbed one other guy, leave my dagger in him and, like, try to grab the guy who's stabbing me? Or, I mean, it's a spear, right?
Yeah, there are two spears being stabbed at you.
Okay, can I grab one of the spears and, like, try to jerk it out of the dude's hand?
Alright, you manage to lash out and grab one of the spears as the other one stabs into your thigh. You grit your teeth at the
Ooh.
pain. Oh, there are my keys. You grit your teeth at the pain and yank the spear out of his hand. And you realize their grip
And
is extremely weak and he just kind of falls over at your strong tug.
okay, cool. Can I try to, like, just turn the spear around? Like, I grab it and spin my hand around, like, try to get the pokey part back at him and just stab him?
It's much too wide to maneuver easily, especially when you're on the ground.
Okay, then can I kind of use it as, like, as, like, what's it called? A
club.
a stick? Whatever it's called.
So you
As
want
a
to use
stick.
the
And
stick
try
as
to
a
whack
stick?
someone. Yes, exactly. And just whack someone with it, like a quarterstaff. Exactly.
So you yank it out and then you just go to which one? There's still two of them. The one with the spear or the one you just took the spear from?
Then I just took the spear from and just like whack it back in his face.
Alright, so
Like the
you
blood
pull it
end.
out of his hand, you get stabbed, you grit your teeth and you just flick it up and it strikes him. It doesn't quite hit him.
Mhm.
You're still confused about whether you're using it as a bat or a quarterstaff or a stick or a spear. So you kind of just poke it in the shoulder, but enough to put it off balance and it falls to the floor. Briefly.
Okay.
The one with the spear, Felicity still there?
Yep.
The one with the
Sorry.
spear pulls its point out of your thigh and tries to stab you again. Luckily, oh no, I left my notes. What's your name again, Felicity?
Me, I'm
Ebulian?
Ivuyan and Usanai.
Ivuyan, yeah. Luckily, Ivuyan is there, and you're able to hack at the spear with your small dagger.
Okay, I hack.
You cut right through the spear shaft, separating the head from the stick,
Oh.
and you leave about a 6-foot staff left and a 2-foot spearhead.
Wait, are they all dead now?
Nope. There's one that's knocked on the ground, one that doesn't have a weapon, and two more that are recovering and coming after you two.
Oh, can I stand up now?
You're currently bleeding from your thigh, but you can try.
Can I Can I pull out the dagger or the spear
There's nothing
tip that's
in
still in my
your
thigh?
thighs. It's just bleeding.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Can
okay.
I just stand up then?
All
I
right,
mean,
you
it's
managed to pull
bleeding,
it
but I
out.
could probably still stand up.
Oh,
Yep.
you don't pull out anything. What am I talking about? Gross.
I just stand up, bleeding profusely from my thigh.
If I'm near him, can I help him get up?
Hello, Peter.
Peter?
Yeah, I'm here now.
Okay.
Okay,
My internet
cool.
just completely cut for a second.
So, what happened?
My internet just completely cut for us for a second. Completely.
Okay.
Okay. So you managed to stand up. That's what the last time I saw. And your thigh is still bleeding. The four of them kind of reset themselves. One is still gripping the spearless spearhead. You have the sharp end of one of the dude's spears now you're holding in your hand, and your dagger in the other.
Okay.
Ivuion, you have one dagger and no shield, and the four of them are approaching you slowly.
Shoot. Okay.
And then suddenly they leap at you, all four at the same time.
Okay. Can I try to axe one of them from the axe that's in the person's head? Just take it out.
It's too far away. You rolled away. You're not in
Okay.
range. You have a spear the wrong direction and a dagger.
Well, I'm standing up, so can I just turn the spear around?
It's still 8 feet wide and very unwieldy. 8 feet long and very
Okay.
unwieldy.
But you can still turn it around.
But not quickly. They're leaping at you now.
Okay. Can I just whack at him then?
You're just gonna swing it around.
Yeah.
You do kind of whack the one dude and you clip the other one. But the two jumping for Felicity are untouched.
I see. What does Ebulion do?
Sorry, I was just talking to my brother. Can I just, like, back off a little bit? Because I don't have a shield.
All right.
Well, neither does Susanai, but I also
you take
don't have
a
a weapon.
you
Really.
kind of take a step back, but you're too like inconclusive in your actions, and they just leap on you anyway, and you fall to the floor with them on top. They start clawing at your shoulders and face.
Ooh.
Can I just, like, shove them off and, like, just deck them? How big are these anyway? I forget.
They're about 4 to 5 feet tall,
Oh, okay, okay. Alright,
and they're very skinny. Each one weighs less than 100 pounds for certain.
okay. Can I just use my knife and, like, go for their necks or something? Try to decapitate them as they attack me?
So you swing your knife around as they're clawing,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
you manage to punch one in the head with your hand holding the knife, and
Ah!
then swing back around and cut the other's throat.
Oh, that's good.
One falls off of you, stunned, and the other
Okay.
one falls off of you dead.
Ah, ha ha ha. Okay. This is a good start. Yes, it is.
The one that was stunned are tipped by Usunai, jumps and lands back on you, Ibuyan, and suddenly there's another one on you, and this one tries to grab your face and your shoulder and try to bite at your neck.
Oh. Can I, like, bring my arms, like, in front of my face? Oh wait, they're probably attached to my arms. It's so good. Can I just do that again with my knife? Just, like, go for the throats?
You don't have the angle to do that this time.
Oh, okay. How is Usanai? How's he doing?
Oh, he's doing fine.
Oh, can I say, help me?
You scream for help.
Yes.
Usunai, would you like to help?
Oh, I would love to help.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, brother.
Would you like to actually do something, or just say I will help?
Yeah. I help her in any way that I can.
How?
I run. Okay, are the two that are like,
There are two
they
on
dead?
me, and then like one dead that I knocked off, and one that's like stunned that got knocked off.
okay?
So there's
Can
one
I,
currently that you hit with the pole who's stunned. There's one that
mhm.
Vium, oh my gosh, Ivuian, thank you, Ivuian, hit with her fist who is stunned. There's one that is currently
Okay.
dead / bleeding out on the floor, and there's one on top of Ivuian.
Okay, can I just I mean, now that I've like, whacked them all in a circle, can I just grab my spear and just stab one of them that are alive?
It takes a solid like 6 seconds to maneuver that thing so it's spear point first.
But I can also just like turn around my body.
So you want to stab backwards.
So yeah, because like if you're holding it, you can just switch hands and then you're fighting behind you.
So what exactly you're going to do?
Stab the person behind me.
You're going to stab the person behind you. There is nobody behind you.
Okay. So what's behind me?
Ivuian is to your left.
Oh, okay. Can I just turn the spear towards the left and like stab anyone that's to the left?
You can. All right. So you try to stab and you just kind of miss.
Okay. Can I try again?
Sure, but at this point the creature has already sunk its fangs into Ivuian's neck.
Oh no.
Oh. Oh no.
Can I?
Can I
Yeah. No, you go. I need help.
just like some stabbing now that it's biting her? Can I stab it?
You miss again. Your hands are shaking and you can't seem to focus.
Okay. Wow.
Can I just grab its head and yank it out of my neck?
Yeah, you grab it by the back of the neck and throw it so hard it lands about a few feet away from you.
Ha ha ha. Okay.
You are still bleeding heavily from your neck, but
Yeah.
lucky you kind of can tell that it didn't quite burst an artery. It just kind of dug into your muscle. Your neck hurts like a crap ton, but it bit more to the side than to the throat.
Okay.
So it's just you can't quite move your head properly
Ooh.
anymore.
Okay. Can I just run towards it and try to whack it? Like pummel it with my fists?
So you kind of take a step at it and strike at it, and you hit it while it's down. You're trying to smack its head, and it squeaks in pain.
Okay.
And then you kind of realize just a split second before what happened to another one that was you stunned before is leaping for your leg.
Can I kick out at it and try to kick it?
You lash out with your leg and you strike it in its chin and you hear a crack and it falls back. Ivuian, the one that you stunned is back up and it's looking at you hungrily and it's about to charge.
Hungrily? Oh no. That's not good. Can I tell it to stop? Just be like, stop! Just for dramatic effect, not for like actually doing anything, but stop!
You shout at it, stop, and suddenly a large glowing silver orb appears between you and the creature and pulses a bright light. And the creature sees it, hisses back just from the sheer force of the light, and stumbles, covering its eyes as if blinded all of a sudden.
Whoa!
Oh.
This is exciting.
Well, that's useful. Cool.
Is this Sailorria coming to distract, perhaps?
It's just standing, at this point, it's just standing in front of you and pulsing very brightly, keeping the one in front of you blinded.
Okay.
Usunai?
Okay. So who all is around me right now?
There's one that you just kicked away,
alive.
and one that you beat up, and they're both still alive.
Okay, can I go for the one I kicked away?
Yes.
And can I try to kill it?
With?
With the dagger I found that was in the guy's head.
You trying to get the axe out? Or the dagger? You're trying to pull the dagger out again.
You know, I'm just gonna go for the axe.
Alright, you go and you take the axe by your hand and yank it out in one swift pull.
Yeah, and then I just try to stab and I just try to chop anything that moves, except for a bullion.
Alright, you stand still in a ready position, and as both of the pale, small figures stand up slowly, and then they charge you.
Yeah.
Ibuyan,
I just chop it. Or
you do have an action or a few seconds to react.
Can I just hold it? Just charge them back with my knife.
Which one?
The one that's closest to me.
The one that's being blinded?
Yeah.
Alright, so you rush through, and you realize you kind of go right through the orb. Do you want to attack the creature?
Yeah, the creature, not the orb. Yeah.
Okay. So you swing your knife at it, and it catches the creature. It seems to be completely unaware that of your even existence, and you catch it right in the side of the face, and you cut out through its eyes, and it falls back to the floor still.
Okay.
wow.
Alright.
Usunai, you're standing ready, and as they leap at you, you dodge one and slash at the other, cutting through its chest, leaving a deep gash where its heart should be, and is no longer. And the first creature looks at you and prepares to charge.
Wait, aren't they all dead now?
There's one left going at you.
Oh gosh, can I just try to stab it? I'll just chop its head off.
It comes at you and you swing at it, and it ducks out of your feeble blow and tackles you at the stomach.
Okay. Can I drop my axe, try to grab its head and twist it, break its neck?
So you try to grab its head, but it just bites you in the other hand that wasn't injured. Now both of your hands are injured.
Oh my goodness.
And then it tries to scramble it through your face.
Can I try to strangle it?
With what hands?
Both my hands.
Alright, you grit your teeth and put your hands around the creature that both are bleeding heavily from deep cuts with the palm.
Mm.
And you manage to push it away, but you don't have the grip strength to actually squeeze.
Okay, fine. Can I kick at it?
You kick it right where, if it was a man, it would hurt the most, and it falls to the side.
Okay, cool. Can I try to kick it again now that it's down?
You kick it in the thigh, and you hear a crack as its bones breaks underneath you.
Can I kick its face?
You manage to twist as it's writhing in pain, and you kick it in the face, and you feel its entire skull just squish underneath your boot.
Okay, cool. Now they're all dead. I grab my... Oh, I just fall down, I guess.
So, suddenly, the Sailria, the woman, is in front of you two again, and she says, "Oh no, that was not the dangerous part.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
I see now. This is danger, yeah? This is close to death?
Yes.
And
Yes,
humans do not
kinda,
like
sorta.
death. Humans do not like death, right?
No.
No.
I
It's
see.
not like this.
I will know what to do. I will know what to do.
Oh. Okay.
I will
thank
get
you.
a brother." And she vanishes.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh gosh.
And
Can I just try to hide under one of the dead bodies of one of these things?
sure, you want to grab the one you just squished the skull of and just throw it on top of you?
Yes. And I tried to grab two of them, and so it looks like I'm completely covered.
As soon as you reach out for one, a figure just peeks its head over one of the hills, and it is a cloaked, tall creature. And as it rises up from the side of the hill, you realize it is riding a horse with a mane of black smoke. It has a curved sword about 3 feet long, and a deep black cloak covering its featureless and seemingly matterless body.
Oh my
boy.
goodness. Okay,
Do we
I
have
just
to beat him up
hide.
too?
I keep hiding.
It clearly sees you and it approaches
Oh.
slowly
Okay,
on
then
the
I
two
just
horses on the horses'
try.
hooves,
Oh my goodness. Okay, I just
blade
try to stand
drawn.
up again and grab my axe.
You get your axe and you hold on to it, desperation beating back the pain in your wrist, in your hands. You
Yeah.
get a firm grip.
I prepare to go down fighting.
And it approaches slowly, inexorably,
Wait.
unceasingly.
I know she said this
Oh,
was
hold
dangerous,
on.
but I feel like we should try to talk to him.
Hey,
just for a hot second here.
Okay, good idea. I can I also like put my axe at my side where I keep it usually and try to pick up one of the spears?
There's one spear left that you've been holding, or you dropped recently, but you can pick
Okay.
that up and hold that. Yeah, you flip your axe to your
Yeah.
side.
And I like point the pokey point at the dude.
You poke it at the approaching creature.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Point it.
All right.
Not poke.
It still approaches slowly.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I say
I
hello?
You speak and it stops, and it looks at you. And as you look at its face, you realize it has no face.
Oh.
There's nothing but shadow under the cloak. And you realize that there's nothing but shadow holding the sword itself.
Oh,
my
gracious.
gosh.
And its hands are nothing but shadow.
This
Okay.
is dark.
And it
No pun
kicks
intended.
its horse that rears up and then charges you full tilt.
Oh
The sword raised
no!
high to
Gosh,
cut you
okay.
down.
Okay. Oh, shoot, I
I
only have a knife.
stand my ground and I like point my pokey stick at it so that if it runs into me it'll just be impaled.
I will also hold my knife in front of me.
You're gonna.
The same way.
All right. You see that the horse is going to swerve around the spear and run into the
Okay. Can I
Oh.
turn the spear in time, or can I do that?
Can you what?
Can I turn my spear? Do I know that I can turn my spear in time so that I can stab it as
You
it's
can
turning
definitely.
into me?
It's definitely possible. You don't know if you can.
Okay, I turn my spear in desperation and point it towards the horse that's coming at me from the side.
All right. The horse swerves around your spear, and you twist your wrists and you jab it deep into its chest just as it's going around. The horse cries out in pain and throws the rider a good 8 to 10 feet over both of you and into the ground, where it lands with a heavy thump. Even though it didn't
Can I
seem full of matter, it still lands with quite a loud, resounding hit.
Can I drop the... Actually, is the horse still alive?
It currently got stabbed in the chest. It's like dying. It's doing its death twitches.
Oh, okay. Okay, can I drop my spear, grab my axe and just run towards the dude?
You drop your spear. Well, you don't drop it much. Just leave it stuck in the horse's chest.
Yeah.
And you draw your axe and sprint out after the fallen creature.
Yeah.
Even as you run, it rises to its feet and draws its sword in a ready position.
I jump up and hold my axe in my hand, and I try to fall down and just slice its head.
You leap into the air, a good 3 feet into the air, holding your axe in two hands and crying out, and you slam it into its head, and it passes right through.
Okay, so so does my force catapult me through the dude?
No, your force kind of just you stop in front of him, and your axe goes. Your force was mostly going downward momentum.
Okay.
And so you land, and your axe goes right through. It doesn't even cut the cloth; it goes right through the cloth as well.
Okay.
And you feel no resistance.
Can I try to grab the sword? Just drop, just throw the axe down, and I grab the sword, slash the arm.
You're gonna try to grab the sword?
Yeah.
So it swings at you, and you're already going in motion to try to grab the sword hilt, and you barely manage to catch it, and therefore keep the blade away from you. But the force of the creature, it is extremely strong, just pushes you off to the side, and you land on your back.
Okay, did I feel like him at all? like
No.
touch him at all?
You did not feel and you didn't feel anything that could possibly be him.
Okay, wow. I just run away.
You spin around and you sprint off to the direction. It follows you on foot. It's keeping up, though it does not quite catching up.
Okay.
As soon as
keep
it
sprinting.
sees Ivuian, it switches targets because you are not running and chases you.
Yeah. Can I just try to like stab it like cuz I'm still kind of holding my knife. Just like stab it straight forward like the chest area. It doesn't have armor, right?
It does not have armor, no.
Oh, no, just like through the chest area. Yeah.
Right? It goes at you and you stand your ground, and then as soon as it swings, you dive inside reach and put your knife straight through his chest, and you feel absolutely no resistance.
Ah.
And
Okay.
this time, you do feel its arm hit you with a solid, very solid, fleshy force. And though you are inside the range of its sword, its pommel to strike you in the shoulder, and you also go flying.
Oh no.
And it
Oh boy.
stands
Okay.
above you and prepares to slash down to end your life.
Ah. No.
Okay, can I turn around and like start running towards Ebullion and just yell at the sky, I guess.
You turn around
Silver
and
Sky!
you scream
Help me!
Ivuian's name. You turn to the sky and shout.
Yeah, I shout for like Suzeria Silver Sky to come help me.
You shout for the silver sky, and at first there's nothing,
Yes.
and the creature raises its hand to strike down, and then suddenly a burst of sunlight appears
Ah.
and strikes down nearby, and you realize that there is now, out of what might be the literal blue, a man who is just streaming bright, bright sunlight.
Aha.
Haha!
Yeah.
He's a little bit more than 6 feet tall, and his clothes are covered in iridescent colors, ever shifting, ever changing, almost like a rainbow, but 10 times as verdant and bright.
Okay,
Mhm.
wow.
Let's bring this
What
man's
happens?
over to this creature.
And it stands up, and as soon as it hits the ground, the creature in the cloak rears back and holds his hand up to his face, and you see in the light of the creature, its hand solidifies into a black shape that you can clearly see. And so the man that is glowing lets out a bellowing scream, and it just bursts into just shining and blinding sunlight, lighting up the entire area around you.
I close my eyes.
That's so sweet of him.
And that's all he
Never
does.
gonna live.
Oh.
He just lights up.
Cool.
Okay.
The
Thank you,
creature
man.
in the cloak is stunned and falls back a few steps, and then recovers.
And then recovers?
You can see now every part of him that is covered, that's touched by the sunlight. Its face and its hands are no longer misty and weird, but then now you can see just like black, utter black night skin that seems to suck in the light. And it's very much physical and very much there.
Let us stab him again.
Oh
in the
boy.
face.
Can I guess I was running when I screamed this name, so
You were running,
can
yes.
I keep running? And can I like look for a weapon as I'm charging towards him?
I believe you still have your axe. You never dropped
Oh,
it.
cool. Sweet. I charge towards him and I raise my axe again.
You slash out. This time it seems to be defensive, and it parries your strike, taking a step back to recover its stance.
Okay. Can I slash it again?
Sorry, what was that?
From like the Okay, so it deflected it. Can I try to uppercut it with the blade?
So you get your axe blocked, you twist it around and swing up, and it just takes a step back out of the way again, clearly surprised at your speed and veracity.
Okay. Okay, so as it's flying up, as the axe is going up, it stepped back. So can I take a step forward and like just throw my axe at his leg?
Sorry?
Or can I just? How close am I to this thing?
You're close enough to get in with your axe, which is a close range hand-to-hand weapon. At least your axe is.
Okay.
So you're about like maybe a foot or foot and a half away from him.
Okay, can I just take a step towards him and like try to like push him, but at the same time pull my axe down again at his head. Like advance and try to hit in the head.
So you step forward and you kind of put your hand against his chest and give him a push, and you don't do anything. And it takes his axe and swings it at your skull. Takes his sword and swings it at your skull. Taking another
Okay,
step back to get you in range of his reach.
Oh, can I duck down and try to slash him again with the axe?
So you duck out of the way and cut its side, but it's too fast and it manages to parry your strike again. And suddenly you realize that it's quite well trained, even though it's not quite as fast or as ferocious as you is. Its blade seems to be always in the correct place.
Oh, cool. Can I try to just with all my force try to slash at the sword?
So you try to cut up the sword.
I try to slice at the sword. Yeah.
So you put all of your force into a slice and try to cut up the sword, and it easily moves the sword out of its way, and then kicks you in the stomach, and you go down.
Okay. Can
And it stands above you and tries to stab at you again to kill you.
I try to roll out of the side out of the way?
You manage to just barely roll out of the way, and the sword comes down just inches where your head was, and sticks deep into the dirt, and it pulls it out and
Oh, cool.
stands above you again.
Can I try to swipe at his legs with my axe?
Sorry?
Can I try to swipe at his legs with my axe?
You try to swipe at its legs with her axe,
Yeah.
and it has to stumble back, jumping and just barely dodging your blow and losing its balance for a second and give you some breathing room.
Can I try to stand up real quick?
Can I try to come around behind him and stab him in the back of the head?
So Ivuian gets up, grabbing his knife, and kind of circles around the fight and tries to get behind while this is happening. Kusunai.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. I try to I slash at him again, try to hit him in the arm.
While on the ground.
No, I'm getting up, right?
So by the time you get up, he's already reset himself. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Can I try to swing up again? Put it at my side and try to slash up at him again while advancing.
Sorry, what was that? Cut out.
Okay, so I take a step towards him and try to slash at him again.
All right, you step in and try to get in his range, and it takes a step back and to the left, trying to make sure. And you see now that he sees Ivuian coming in to flank him, and he tries to make sure that he doesn't stick between the two of you. So he's maneuvering himself to stay around, so he's not giving his backside to anybody. And he
Can I just charge him?
just charge him.
Yeah.
Is that right? You said you just want to charge him.
Yeah, just charge him.
All right, so he blocks your axe, and you kind of just take the deflection and then just leap at him and hack at his arm. And he's so taken aback by your reckless maneuvering and completely utter abandon of safety that he just is always able to do is raise his arm, and you manage to connect solidly with his wrist, and you see just a burst of vapors, and his arm, everything from about mid-forearm to his hand, just vanishes into dust.
Okay. Does his sword drop to the ground?
Other arm.
Okay, cool. So he's off balance now. Sweet.
So
And I try to... What does he do?
he stumbles back and just stares at his hand in shock.
Okay. Can I try to stab at him? Keep going towards him and slash at him again?
All right, you keep cutting at him, and you keep putting pressure. He just barely manages to keep away from you, backing up, blocking your attacks. Until Ivuian, while he was distracted and managing to get around him, cuts at his back. And, well, actually, you cut at his head, right?
Yeah.
So takes his dagger, and slams it into the side of his head while he wasn't paying attention. and in an instant, his head poofs out of existence and turns to ash as well.
Whoa! No way!
However, he is still fighting.
Oh, that's
Oh my
strange.
gosh.
And gross.
And in the instant
Okay.
his head is gone, he seems to go blind, but he takes his sword and swings in wild strikes.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Can I try to look at it and time hit and kind of go for him and just slash at his arm with that, like his sword arm, like as it's like turning around?
You look around and you see his attack, and you try to figure out how to time it. But by the time you even comprehend this act, it's too late, and your reflexes barely manage to get you away. But the sword digs deeply into the back of your shoulder, ripping out probably a 2 to 3 inch deep gash in your left shoulder.
Oh. Oh. Does it hit bone?
It hits and goes through bone.
Gosh. Which arm was this again?
Your left arm.
Oh, good. Thank goodness.
The creature seems to sense where its sword struck and steps forward and tries to cut at you again.
Okay, try to block at it with my axe.
So
Block his,
you manage to raise your
sword
axe,
strike.
and you manage to just barely deflect his blow, though your axe is obliterated in the process. The sword goes
Oh,
right
no.
over your head.
Oh.
Can I just leap backwards?
You try to leap backwards, and your legs are still running on adrenaline, and so you manage to stumble. You manage to leap backwards with grace. As soon as you land, the pain rises up your shoulder, and you do fall to one knee. But it can't seem to
boy.
find you, and just swinging in wild directions. And it's wondering where you've gone.
So I just stabbed him in the head. Can I like come around to his side to the hand that's holding the weapon and like stab his hand?
So you try to time when his swings will be, but they're too erratic, and you can't seem to find an area where it's safe enough to go in.
Okay. What about this sun man? Is he
He's
still here?
literally standing there, and he'll shout every now and then, and he's just bright.
Right.
Wait, what? Right?
Yeah, he's literally, he looks like a small sun. Like he's giving enough light to be a small sun. He's just near you.
Wow.
And he's lighting up the entire area, giving you a very plain area to fight in, very clear. Vivid.
Okay. Are there any weapons near me?
There's Ivuion's fallen shield and a spear head.
Mm.
Oh, cool.
And also the spear that's still whole stuck in the dead horse.
Can I Can I try to grab the shield and the spearhead thing?
Sure, you grab the shield, but your arm is too weak to hold it. But you manage to grab
Oh.
the spearhead in your right hand.
Oh, cool. Can I who? Do I have any do I know how to throw things? I would assume that I do, but can I throw the Actually, can I try to put the spearhead at my side where my dagger is and just grab the shield with my right hand and charge the dude again?
Sure. You grab your shield with the right hand, alright, and you put it on.
Mhm.
It's a little bit weird, it's not supposed to fit there.
Okay.
But you just manage to just grab the handle and just hold on, even if you don't have the arm strap.
Okay, so I just charge at the dude.
And you run to the dude, and it doesn't really know where you are. It keeps swinging.
Mm-hmm.
And
So I just
it
yeah.
swings around you, not quite. You manage to duck out of the way and raise your shield to deflect the blow. And as soon as it feels your deflection, it twists towards you, and you slam into its chest with the shield.
Hmm.
And you both fall backwards. You slightly on top
Okay.
of him.
Can I try to drop the shield and grab the spear that I had on my side?
You drop.
The spearhead.
You manage to wriggle your hand out of the shield just as it grabs its sword. You grab your spearhead.
And I try to just stab its chest.
And you plunge the spearhead down into its chest, just as its sword is swinging around, and you make contact with something, and the entire thing disintegrates into black dust.
Oh, cool.
And even the sword kind of just fades away and crumbles
Dang
to
it, the
nothing.
sword too. man.
And in an instant, even the dust blows away in the wind and is reduced to nothingness. In an instant, the bright man just starts laughing, a hearty, rich laugh, and then screams in a loud, joyous voice, "Well done!" And then shoots back into the sky, and your light is gone. Back to the
Oh my gosh.
dimmed light of the little star pinpricks in the sky.
Ugh.
And you just sit there in utter pain.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, just trying to imagine this. My shoulder is like half falling off. My arms are both like completely destroyed, and like I have like a large gash in my back.
About 15 to 20 seconds later, after you just wallow in your pain for a little bit, Sailria returns and kind of takes her little human form again and looks at you two and then looks at your wounds and just frowns and says, "Is that hurt?"
Yes. Yes.
Is that a wound? A pain?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, it's a wound. It's very painful.
Oh. I hear that's bad?
Yes. Very
Oh.
bad.
Oh.
Yes.
You are no
needs help.
help.
Healing.
How? How help? Where is the help?
In the east?
Oh, the place you lost, that is the help?
Yes, that is the help.
I can find the place.
Cool. Can you take us there?
Yes, follow me.
Okay.
And she walks up to you
Right.
and touches your shoulder, and you feel the pain just slowly fade, and your entire shoulder seems to go cold.
Oh.
Not
Oh no.
not a comforting cold, but like a numb cold.
Oh.
Okay.
And then
Hey.
Sailria turns to Hivuian and touches your neck and does the same thing, and your neck just becomes cold and numb.
Can I move my hand?
You cannot move anything below your shoulder.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
And
Can I move my
Hivuian, you cannot move your neck at all. You can't
Oh
flip around.
boy. Okay.
You can kind of twist to the left a little bit and then back straight, but that's about it.
Yeah. Okay. Alright.
Can I grab like my axe? Or actually, it's gone now. Can I just... my dagger.
What was that?
Can I grab my dagger again and like one of the shields? Just the dagger. Never mind.
You can grab your dagger, yeah, put it in your sheath.
Yep.
I believe that's the only thing
I
you
just
guys
follow.
have left, right? And
Yeah.
Can I try to go over to the horse?
Chewie, go to the horse.
Yeah. Can I go to the horse?
You go to the horse. You're at the horse.
It is the what is the mane made of?
It's just mist.
But
Just
did anything
black
happen to the
mist.
mist when the dude put all the sunshine?
Hmm?
Did anything
You
happen to
didn't.
the
You didn't look at it during sunshine.
Oh, okay.
You
but nothing
do
happened now.
see, as soon as Sailria looks at the horse, she kind of just stares at it, and a look of confusion covers her face, and she just says, "Oh, that's death."
Oh.
And you can physically see her age when she says that.
Oh, seriously?
You can see her gain 3 or 4 years in her face.
Can I
Yeah.
comfortingly pat her on the back and say, "Yes, that is death."
Death is the end. End of things.
Yes.
Not really, actually.
Well, but death has yet to come for us.
Yes.
Death is not the end.
What do you mean?
Death is only the end of your time in chaos. Or in law. Death is only the end of your time in law.
Oh, I do not die.
Oh.
Yes,
I am not of your law.
we do.
You die. You are of law.
Yes. Exactly. We just stopped being in law.
Death is one of the things of law.
Exactly.
I see.
Okay.
Like life.
Cool.
I do
Can
not
you
live
take
either.
us east?
East, yes, east. And it turns into
Okay.
she turns into a ball of glowing light and kind of spins around you, facing one of the directions. You at this point you have no idea anymore. You've been spun around 1,000 times in the fight, but it points in a direction, and you're like, okay, and you follow in that direction,
Beautiful.
and you limp for days, and she hovers around, and sometimes she'll stop and come down to you and ask strange questions. Sometimes like, what is a tree? Or like, why do you eat? And sometimes she will look at you and say, what is on your face? And she'll just be pointing at your nose, your ears.
Oh my gosh,
My
that's
goodness.
awesome.
But eventually you do travel through the night and the days, and then you reach a camp of soldiers,
Mhm.
and you realize there are perhaps 40 or 50,000 soldiers in this massive camp, nearly a mile,
Okay.
2 miles wide, and they're all condensed, and there are hundreds and hundreds of thousands of tents raised up,
Oh
and you
boy.
see there are all types of tents. There are tents of gold and of green with flowing ridges across its sides, edged in what looks to be gold or bronze. There are tents that
How are
you
we seeing
yourself
this?
carried
Isn't
with
this
you,
dark?
simple ones that are red and circular. There are blue tents that have 9 different points. All sorts of tents set up.
Okay.
Each one is different. And you look
How are
down.
we able to tell this?
How are you able to tell this?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good question. Around and inside the group are dozens, if not hundreds, of the bright men that shine like the sun,
Oh, thank goodness.
just wandering about. And you can see them sitting or sometimes floating and just shining bright, and the entire area is lit up like it's day.
That's awesome.
That's
And
pretty
you
rad.
just breathe out in relief, and you know you've made it to safety.
Aww. I like that.
Congratulations, you've made it.
Woo.
You have completed the story.
Yay. Yay.
Yeehaw.
Oh, that was cool. Wow.
So this one actually did go as planned, for the most part anyway.
Okay.
So
This was all, like, essentially all planned
Hmm?
the same way. Oh, good.
unlike your
Boy.
former one, which did not go as planned in any regard.
Okay, yeah. The last one I was supposed to, like, sneak up on a bunch of dudes and kill them, but I eventually just scared them. Well, actually, I didn't, but, like, a god did. So that was cool.
I'll see if I can do one that's not battle related next time, but no promises.
Yeah. I like the ones that are not battle related, because, like... Anyway, let's sign off on the podcast. How's that sound?
All right. Okay, everybody.
Okay.
Thank you for listening to us, all 1, 2, 6 of you. I hope you had a good time. I had a good time doing this. Yeah. We'll see you next week if this continues. Peace out.
Yeah, bye.
This has been Legends of Bazinar, Episode 2, Death of a Dark Fairy. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next time.